No one yet. 2 people. All right. Who's that? Unknown Trader and Sabrina Merrick? Six people. Guys, please hit the like button on the way in. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nick. Have a good night, brother. Democrats, TDS 2016. Republicans, the dumbest people on planet Earth. There you go. I came back at you. How you like that? You guys are like children. Democrats. You my God, you spelled the word exactly as it's spelled. You fucking dope. There's nothing clever about it, nothing witty, nothing imaginative, nothing creative. It's just you just spelled Democrats. Great. Good job, man. You're good at this. No, it's not. Republicans is way better than Democrat. I mean, David, you just said Democrats. That's all it says, and you just capitalized the rats part, which is just stupid. How about Retardlican? Is that better? You had a great show earlier. I was on for quite some time. There are over 1,000 in the chat. That was great. And I have no reason to believe, Nick, that this one isn't going to be bigger because that's the way it's been trending. Every show is bigger than the last, so we'll see. But yeah, that was awesome. I got 85,000 views on that show. It's unreal. Ashley Massaro, WWE, and Epstein. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, Rats in Capital. Yeah, David, you're right. It's super clever, man. You win. Hey, Tia Fireball. Victor Falls, you know it. You know why? Because I'm a hustling motherfucker. What can I say? As you know, my money on a mob tube just ain't coming through. So I got to make what I can. Plus, the algorithm is working for me right now. And I got 145,000 views for the day with the 2 videos I did. Of course, that makes me think, well, hey, if I do another one, I could very likely get 200,000 views for the day. So as much as I'm exhausted and I just want to go to bed with my lovely wife, I am on here and I'm going to argue with fucking morons for about an hour and a half. Damn, 107 people. Please hit the like button, guys. Very important. Epstein literally said in the emails how they could entrap him. Epstein hated Trump and and accusations against him were unsubstantiated. No. First of all, there's no reason to believe Epstein hated Trump. You interpreted what it said as in the emails as, they could entrap him. That's not true. I don't think you know what entrapment is. Entrapment is simply that somebody encourages you to commit a crime. You still have to commit the crime. Okay. So how do they entrap somebody into being a pedophile? That's number one. Number two, again, zero proof that Epstein hated him. It's just something you guys say. And according to Epstein's own brother, him and Trump spoke in 2017. Trump told him all about the election and everything. So is Don Lemon in the files? I don't know. Yeah, it's not good, David. It's not good. Rats doesn't even make sense. Rats are people that tell on people. I mean, what's good about that? It's terrible. It's horrible. David, do better next time. Jesus Christ. Even Demon Rats is better than that, and Demon Rats sucks too. Now I'm the Epstein file. Okay. Well, I can't do it at the moment, but you could tell me if you want. Yeah, totally have Down syndrome. Yep. I heard Republicans are rewarding Trump with a Nobel pedophile trophy. That's about the only one he's going to get. TDS isn't real. If you say TDS, it just proves you're brainwashed. Yeah, I agree. Well, that was Trump's tactic. You got to remember, he knew he had to discredit the media because, and anybody who speaks out against them, because obviously with the life he lived, there's going to be so much dirt. So he convinced these dummies that anything negatively said about him on the news is fake news. And anybody who speaks out against them is mentally ill, deranged, Trump bankrupted the Kennedy Center and had to shut it down. Damn. What? That's not true. Is it, Pepper Moon? What are you saying? Cognitive disorder? No. Donald Trump does. Okay, yeah, keep studying my face, the one. Is that what you're here to do? All right. Easy enough. Goodbye. Bottom line, Trump is making my wallet great again. How's that, nerd? It's simply not true. I mean, you're just saying that. Everything's more expensive than it was under Biden, so he's not. Really? Well, when did it shut down? What do you think about the Clintons and Epstein? I don't know anything about the Clintons and Epstein, but if they had involvement with him and they broke the law, they should go to fucking prison forever. Forever. Sure, sure. Except they're not always lying about him. He just tells you they're lying about him. If you actually did research, when you hear me say things about him or people on the news, you'd go see that we're telling the truth. It's him lying to you 24 hours a day. Tia, it's funny. Saved $57 on gas last week. Wow. How many times do you fill up in a week, Kenny? You must fill up, I'm going to say probably somewhere around damn near 20 times a week, right? That's amazing. That's a lot of gas, bro. Fucking $57. Oh, really? No. Oh, that's great. If that's true, that's great. Trump has wrecked 3 small businesses for me so far. I believe it. Trump is your daddy. There's another gay guy who refers to a grown man as daddy. No, it's Sunday night politics. What's vague about that? It's Sunday night and we're going to talk politics. It couldn't be more specific. What the fuck? You are mentally ill. The Epstein BS was already proven to be a false report by a person that the cop wanted committed. Yeah, that's not true. All they said is the DOJ, Trump's DOJ, said it's all false. Meanwhile, there's the same DOJ that takes orders from Trump and does whatever he tells them to do. Even like Tom Homan, the FBI, he took $50,000 from the FBI and the FBI cleared him. No wrongdoing. It's just like when a police department investigates itself and finds no wrongdoing. If you believe the Department of Justice, you're a fucking moron. Todd Blanche, the guy that said this, is Trump's ex-criminal defense attorney. They're not coming, David. You believe you're going to get a $2,000 check? What about the $5,000 check from Doge that never came? You know why he's doing that to you guys, right? He made it sound like it was going to happen in 2025, and then he changed it to 26. You know why? Because he has to keep you hanging on. Hey, guys, vote for Republicans in the midterms and you'll get a $2,000 check. Meanwhile, you're not going to get it. He said this is from tariff money. It's a tariff rebate, which, by the way, just that alone, tariff rebate, tells you that you're paying the tariffs. Okay. You basically got a tax increase on everything you buy, or a price increase. So it would just be some of your money back. First of all, it's not free money. And secondly, the tariffs don't bring in enough annually to even send out $2,000 checks to all the people he says will qualify for them. That would be right, Mr. Stretch. Nobody's gotten a dollar. Yeah. Oh, you have to be Joey Dirt. Yeah. Yeah, we're not getting it, David. You're pathetic. You're sitting around waiting for a handout from the government. Is that correct? I just want to make sure. I'm exhausted. Triggered much. I am exhausted. I'm on here to make money. Hopefully I will. Super chats and all that good stuff. And to try to hit 200,000 views for the day. That's my goal. I need 65,000 views on this video. I got 85,000 on the last one. So anything's possible. Yeah, this is in the chat. In case anybody wants to use it, I got to put it there. It's my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. If you like the good work I'm doing and you want to show me some support, or of course, you can use the super chat button. Biden had the Epstein list for 4 years. Oh, it's so incriminating. So I didn't. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to stop answering it now. I think so. You think it's about time, guys, I stop answering the same question that if they just took 2 seconds of their day, they could find out the answer to? They don't want the answer. That's the problem. Matthew, what am I delusional about? Tell me. You guys just make those vague statements. You don't say anything specific. Oh, he's wrong about this, or oh, he's delusional about that, or nothing. You just say, oh, look, he's delusional. King of liberal pussies. Man, I bet you I'd knock your fucking teeth out, Charlie C. How much you want to bet? I guarantee it. Pussies. No, no, no. I'll tell you who are pussies. Followers. People that follow another man and, call him daddy and do whatever he tells them to do and repeats his bullshit like mindless robots. You guys are pussies, not us. Was Biden's DOJ truthful? Well, considering that it was a separate entity, just like it has been under any administration, except for Trump's second one, I would assume so. And they're pussies, by the way. They could have put Trump in jail, and we wouldn't even have Trump as president for a second term. Merrick Garland sucks. Joe Biden sucks. Okay, but as far as being honest, I got to tell you, they convicted Hunter Biden of a felony. So if you think they were working for Biden, you know what I'm saying? You could be off about that. You could be. Donald Trump is your daddy, boy. See what I mean? Another gay guy. I don't listen, guys. First of all, let me make it clear. It's a very inclusive channel. Gay people do not bother me in any way, shape, or form. You're welcome here. But please don't project your gay fantasies onto me. Why would anyone follow Trump at this point? Because it's their entire identity. Without Trump, what do they have? Their whole identity is they wear the hats, the shirts, they wave the stupid flags with Trump on them. They got the flags on the backs of their trucks. They got bumper stickers, MAGA, Make America Great Again, and things about Donald Trump, and they got yard signs, and it's their entire identity. Without Trump, they don't know who they are anymore. If there was anything in those files incriminating the deep state would have told you while you prosecuted him with garbage. Yeah, well, it wasn't garbage. Those were crimes. And the deep state you're talking about at this point is Donald Trump and his people. You should debate Bongino. On Trump? Absolutely, I will. I'll debate anybody on Donald Trump. Now, he's going to have more knowledge than me in certain areas when it comes to like the feds and stuff like that, but not Donald Trump. Because he's going to lie. He knows, don't get me wrong, he knows everything I say about Donald Trump. He knows all that stuff, but he'll never admit it. And he did leave the Trump administration. You know that, right? He left the FBI because of the Epstein files. So he knows what a scumbag Trump is. Well, then who are you going to vote for? Who's left? No right, no left. Who are you going to vote with for? Democrats are the source of all evil. Yeah. Those were not crimes, idiot. Well, how do you get convicted of something that's not a crime? Could you tell me that? Seriously, I want to know. How does somebody get convicted of something that's not a crime? Curious. How does that happen? How do you get convicted of a fake crime? See what I mean? With C-Boy here. Trump's dementia showing TDS. Yeah, he wasn't convicted, and that's the whole. Okay. Michael, do you really believe Trump wasn't convicted of 34 felonies? Really? He wasn't mentioned in the files, you idiot. What about all of your Democrats? Well, you'd have to tell me which ones were mentioned in the files, but Donald Trump certainly was. He certainly was, and there's no question about that. Jeffrey Epstein's private banker at Deutsche and City found swinging from a rope, executive suicide before FBI question. When was that, Tia? Well, here you are listening to it, E.L. Henry, so it should be pretty ER, whatever the fuck your name is. It should you should be able to figure it out, Is Hunter Biden in prison? No, you don't have to go to prison. You know that, right? And he was going to get sentenced. He would have, probably. But you don't have to go to prison, don't you? A lot of you guys say Trump wasn't convicted because he didn't go to prison. Now you're asking about Hunter, but you know that you become a felon as soon as you're convicted of a felony, right? And whether or not you go to jail is irrelevant. Voting is for losers. 88 felony charges across 4 jurisdictions and 5 courts. Trump is guilty. Yes. Are there really people in this chat that don't believe that Trump was convicted of anything? It's not us, Biodog. And if I ask you what specific money were we stealing, what would you tell me? One felony reiterated 34 times, dum. Yeah, it's called 34 felony. 34 counts. If I get caught selling drugs 34 times, then I get convicted of 34 counts of the same charge, which would be, by the way, 34 of felonies, because each time you do it, it's a crime. You understand? I don't think you get that. I don't at all. What are you saying? Which crimes do I excuse? I don't know what that means. Trump won the election and won it big. If you wanted to beat him, you should have put up a better candidate. Well, I'm a guy named Chris who's on YouTube. I don't know what power you think I had, but I was in no position to do that. When you say you sound like a fucking retard, just in case you don't know. But he didn't win it big. It's important for you to know. He didn't win it big. He won it, but not as big as you think. He beat Kamala by 2 million votes. That's it. Biden beat him by 8 million votes. So he was mentioned in the files, but never mentioned, Baldy, just saying. So he was mentioned, but he wasn't mentioned. Is that what you just said? All right. What the fuck are they talking about? Read the entire file. It was fake reports. The Dem shits had the file for 4 years. Well, Trump had it for 4 years before the Dems. So what do you say to that? And by the way, nobody's read the entire file. It's 3 million fucking pages. And it's not fake report. It's the DOJ saying they're fake reports. I don't believe anything they say. This is the same DOJ that put a Ghislaine Maxwell in a cushy prison, even though she's a convicted child sex trafficker, and the BOP, Bureau of Prison rules, even say she can't be in that prison, yet there she sits, getting everything she wants. If anybody fucks with her, they get in trouble. The warden helps her with her emails, all that horse shit. So you expect me to believe that DOJ? How many vaccines have you taken? Enough, apparently. I'm pretty healthy. Where is he at on the files? He's in the files. What do you want specifically? I could read you what it says. Some of this stuff. If Trump was all over, he is. Guys, listen to me. I understand. This is what blows my mind about you. I understand that you guys aren't going to admit, that he's guilty of any of those things, or that you even would consider him being guilty. I understand that because you're cult members, and that you're not allowed to. Okay, basically, your own brain won't allow you to admit that your guy is wrong. I know. Okay, but you know how you have to be a fucking psychopath to say this if he was in the files, or to say he's not all over the files, when we now have the files and he's all over them. His name is in them thousands of times. Now, most of those times, it's nothing. It's citing articles and shit like that. But not all of them. I'll read you one of the accusations out of the files that we got 2 days ago. Complaint summary. Redacted, that's the name of the victim is blocked out, reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing, I don't have to say it again. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was also abused by Epstein. So that's just one thing in the files. That's just one thing. Guys, I'm going to ask you for a favor. There's now 955 people. And what I need from you guys is for you to hit the like button and subscribe. If you're MAGA and you don't like me, I don't care what you do. But if you guys are on the right side of things, which would mean you're on the left, and you hate Donald Trump for good reason, then please show me some support that way. It's free. And of course, the non-free way, which is even better, would be a super chat or a Cash App or a PayPal. So I could keep these shows going and keep doing them, because every YouTube channel needs money. 1,093 viewers. Guys, please, please, please hit like and subscribe. I have a goal for tonight. She's a lying ass hoe for money, just like the rest of them were. Oh yeah? What's her name? What do you know about her? How's she a lying ass hoe? You know who's a lying ass hoe? Melania is a lying ass whore. Isn't that funny? Doesn't that trip you out, guys? We actually live in a world right now where the president of the United States, his wife, the first lady, is an ex-whore and nude model who can barely speak English. Meanwhile, all of MAGA hates immigrants and anyone who can barely speak English. Isn't that amazing? That's insane. He was proven guilty about the felonies. Yeah. Mail order bride, first lady. What an embarrassment. You wonder why the whole world laughs at us. I mean, Jesus Christ. First lady's a whore. Accept calls. Okay. Only liberals accept calls made by TDS. Okay. Do you mean the only calls they accept are calls made by? I don't know. We don't like illegals. No, you don't like immigrants, period. Especially brown ones. You don't care if they're legal or not. I've seen it with my own eyes. You don't. You hate them. You hate them. You want this country to be all white. That's what you want. It doesn't matter because you got to understand something. What does being found not credible mean? Okay. You guys will call out Tara Reid, whatever her name was. You'll talk about that all day. Meanwhile, she was found to be mentally ill and not credible, but it doesn't matter to you, right? Doesn't matter. You'll say it anyway. Now, I'm not that type of person, but just because something is found not credible, first of all, who's it found not credible by? Number one. And number two, just because it's found as unfounded or not credible doesn't mean it didn't happen. It essentially means whoever was investigating it says, nope, not credible. And the people who investigated this and said it's not credible are Trump's people. Okay. So what are they going to say? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody says, hey, I know Chris, I'm Chris. I saw him shoot somebody 5 years ago. They're going to say, what proof do you have? Well, nothing. I'm just an eyewitness. I saw it. Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing we could do about that. You got to have proof. You see, it doesn't mean I didn't shoot somebody. It just means they don't have proof of it. And I have enough evidence of Donald Trump being a pedo to believe all this shit without question. Okay, Archer, thanks. Genius, that's how it works. It's not credible. No, it works the way I just described it. Okay. If they find something, or if they get an accusation from somebody, a tip or whatever, and they can't figure it out or prove if it happened, they'll just say it wasn't credible or it's unfounded. That's it. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It doesn't. By the way, Michael, aren't you one of the people that's supposed to be like forever banned from my channel? You're like one of the worst people on planet Earth. You don't you support a pedophile Nazi rat? I think you do, Michael. Either way, you're a scumbag from the mob tube shit. TDS made you bald. No, wrong. You are. That's all MAGA has is fucking insult. Well, they don't know anything. You know that, JGB. They don't know anything. They're not bright people. So they just call names. You are the racist. Is your wife brown? If not, you are the racist. Oh my God, really? So if my wife is white, I'm a racist? John, could you tell me the reasoning behind that? Tell me how that works exactly. Donald Trump's wife is not brown, so he's a racist, right? Gotcha. Well, he didn't, VTS now. You see what you guys do, and that's why when you talk about, oh, this is unfounded or this is not credible, coming from you, it means nothing. You just said in this chat, why did Biden shower with his 12-year-old daughter? Meanwhile, nowhere in the world does it say he showered with his 12-year-old daughter. It doesn't say it in her diary that she was 12. It doesn't say it anywhere. It just says she was a child. So you see how you add that to make it worse? Because, of course, you shower with your 12-year-old daughter. You are a bona fide pedophile, period. There's no way around it. Even if you didn't touch her, you're a pedo. Now, if your daughter is, say, 10 days old or 3 months old, I don't see the need for it, but it doesn't make you a pedo. You understand? Epstein and Trump loved each other. Of course they did. Look at how many times Trump is on the fucking flight logs and everything else. All Trump's kids are anchor babies. Yeah, pretty much, except for Tiffany, yeah. in her diary. Yeah, in her diary, where she mentioned showers that were probably not appropriate, she never said an age. You have a wife, your mom does not count. Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, it's my mom. Yep. She wrote it in her diary. No, she didn't. Go get me the excerpt. Go get me the credible source that says that Ashley Biden said she was 12. You want to see something? Watch this. Did Ashley Biden mention what age she was when the showers that were probably not appropriate took place? All right, let's see. Fact check, post claim contents of a. Oh, that's not even for this. Let me ask. Hold on. Did Ashley Biden mention what age she was when the probably not appropriate showers took place? Ashley Biden's diary entries, which she acknowledged as hers in a 2024 letter, do not specify a precise age for the mentioned showers. You see? Instead, the widely publicized passage describes being hypersexualized at a young age and includes the phrase showers with my dad probably not appropriate. Almost exactly what I said, right? No, it actually is exactly what I said. Other key details from the diary and related reports include timeline of events. The diary was written while she was an adult in therapy sessions. General context, the entries refer to her childhood and various past experiences. Official confirmation, while the contents were initially debated, Snopes updated its rating to true after Ashley Biden confirmed the diary's authenticity in a letter to the court during the sentencing. Distortion claims in her 2024 letter. You ready? You ready for this? Because if you believe her words about the showers, you have to believe her words all the time, right? So, in her 2024 letter to the New York Times, she stated that although the journal was hers, her writings had been constantly distorted and manipulated for political gain. Oh, would you look at that? What does it not say in there? That she's 12, that she was 12. Yeah. That's the thing about you fact checkers or fraud. See what I mean? Now, why would you have something wrong with or some problem with fact checkers? JD Vance did that at the debate with Kamala or with Tim Walz. Whoa. I thought we weren't using fact checkers. Now, if you're not lying, what is your objection to having people fact check you? They can't touch the Don. The Trumps affiliated with the Gambino crime family of the 1970s. Carlo Gambino, what is the most powerful La Cosa Nostra boss? Are you asking me who is the most powerful La Cosa Nostra boss? Are you saying Carlo Gambino was? Depends on the era. 80s, 90s, Vincent the Chin Gigante. But he's not affiliated with the Gambino crime family. He was, I guess you could say he had to do business with like the Genovese family and stuff like that. Fat Tony Salerno and Tony Ducks Corallo from the Lucchese family, stuff like that, because they ran, I'm kind of a mafia historian. They ran, if you couldn't build a building without them, they ran the cement pouring. They ran the, if you needed windows, you had to go to them to get all this shit. I didn't ban Archer. Carlo Gambino was the main Don. Well, it depends on when you mean. Exactly. I mean, if you're talking about what decades are you talking about? Because Carlo Gambino wasn't alive for the entire extent of the mafia. So at different times in history, different guys were the main guy. Let's put your name and address out for everybody. Everybody has it. I got news for you, Rick. You can ask the guys. Is JGB in here or Sabrina? I've been on YouTube 4.5 years. I've been doxxed thoroughly, and I never cried or complained about it. I've been through a lot of shit. My address is common knowledge, and guess what? I'm worried about nothing. I don't fear any of you punk motherfuckers. I don't. You don't know me well enough to understand why I don't. I've dealt with dangerous people in my life, and you're not them. Okay, I have. So why was she afraid to shower with him? Never says that. That's just something you guys made up. Never said. You guys made up a lie where she said, I was afraid at night to take shower. Never happened. Never happened. I just read you literally the only thing it says about the showers in the diary. Do you think anything will actually help due to the Epstein files? Or any actually happen, I'm sorry, due to the Epstein files? Depends on who too. Trump, no. because, depending on what state he was in. Now, we determined earlier that Florida actually doesn't have a statute of limitations on that stuff. But the DOJ is not going to prosecute Trump, even if there's something credible in there that falls within the statute of limitations. They do what he tells them. They work for him. I don't know that anything's provable with other people. Maybe there might be people who get arrested, but chances are it's all past some sort of statute of limitations, or there's just no way to prove it. I mean, how do you really prove that? If you sexually assaulted somebody, even if there was witnesses, what's the physical evidence? Unless you have some article of clothing with somebody's stuff on it or something. It's very hard to prove. That's another reason I say when you guys say these claims were unfounded, all that means is they didn't have evidence of it. It doesn't mean that it's untrue. You liberals steal too much. Yeah, what do we steal? Trump was a cocaine abuser. Oh, no doubt. Where's your truth that Trump is a POW? I don't know what that word is. You're a mafia abortion. Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. No, not Vito Spatafor. No. That would be somebody on your side. All the gay sex scandals and stuff happen with the Republicans, not the Democrats. You would defend any Democrat criminal. No. I'll tell you right now, if any Democrat did something wrong and it's found out in those files, they should go to fucking jail. I don't care, Joe Biden, Obama, Kamala. Guys, you make the mistake of comparing us in your mind like we're the same to you. Okay, we are not the same. We are not the same. I am against pedophilia. You are against pedophilia if Democrats are committing it. That's it. Okay, I'm against it no matter who commits. If my best friend even got accused of such a crime, I would never speak to him again. I don't even care if it was nothing but hearsay. Never in a million years. We do not worship Democrats. You know what I did with Joe Biden? I voted for him. That's it. I didn't wear his hats, his T-shirts. I didn't go to see him at any type of appearance. I didn't go canvassing for him. I didn't do anything but vote for the guy because the other choice was Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is and will always be the worst president in the history of our country. That's it, though. That's it. Kamala, too. It was Trump or Kamala. Vote for Kamala. But did I wear her shirts and hats and go to her rallies? No. I would never be seen dead at a political rally. Never. Okay. Nor would I be seen wearing a hat or a shirt with a politician's name on it. So that's what you guys do. I mean, again, you realize you're a cult, right? You guys all literally dress up in the same merch, the hats, the shirts, everything's the same. You go to rally after rally to hear the same jerk off repeat the same nonsense for the 200th time. And no matter what he does, even when it's so blatant, you can't deny it, you'll still deny it. Yesterday, we had to go over it. We mentioned the whole bleach fiasco when he said he suggested maybe spraying the body, the lungs with disinfectant. And somebody said, oh, my God, he was totally joking. And then I played the video and you could see in no way, shape or form was he joking. He had a straight face. He was being dead serious, asking a doctor if this is possible because he's a moron. But you guys see that and you'll either just say he was joking or you'll just say in some way, shape or form, no, he was talking about some real technology or some new medication, even though Donald Trump never even defended himself that way. He never said anything of the sort. He totally ignored it. He went away for 3 days. He came back the following Monday. He did a press conference and never mentioned it. So even when he's not defending himself, you guys are bending over backwards. You get all your talking points from Fox News, all of them. Okay. And you literally get information from social media memes. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. The whole nonsense about Kamala paying Eminem and Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. You know where that originated? I looked into this as soon as I heard it. Well, I knew there's no way she paid him, but I checked. And of course she didn't. And we would know because it's the law, campaign finance documentation and stuff, all of the records. Okay. We would know. And Trump would put her in jail if she used campaign money for something nefarious or something she's not supposed to use it for. Okay. So I'm like, I checked it out to make sure she absolutely didn't pay them. And then who is that calling me? Who told you to call? Who is that? What was I going to say? Oh, and then I looked for the origin, or as Trump would say, the oranges of where the story came from. And I found out it was literally a guy made it up and put it on Instagram. And he convinced millions of you, because you don't look shit up. You just say, oh, yeah, it sounds good to you. So you run around saying Kamala paid these entertainment acts, which she didn't. But you saw it on a fucking Instagram meme, so you believe it. Well, it depends, Bohica. I'll tell you this. Donald Trump, a Republican, is the first convicted felon to ever serve as president. Donald Trump is the first president in history to ever be impeached twice. Okay. Donald Trump was found civilly liable for E. Jean Carroll's for sexually assaulting her. Donald Trump incited a riot that caused, police officers to die and everything else. Then he pardoned 1,600 animals who assaulted 140 police officers, several of which died. And you guys are fine with that. So don't tell us about the law. And now you're okay with pedophilia too. I mean, Jesus Christ. What is this? He was not convicted, moron. No. Anybody want to agree with him? Do you agree or disagree that Trump was not convicted? Because this fella right here, Chef Life, doesn't believe he was convicted. And that's what I mean. You voted for a man without the knowledge that he's a 34-time felon. And that's what makes you guys dangerous. That's the only thing. The fact that you have the right to vote. He was not convicted, he said. Meanwhile, the cases are literally, or the case is literally on appeal now, because Trump's trying to get it tossed out. But no, he wasn't convicted. No Pomus died, you dumbass. Police died. One of the officers. Oh my God. Oh fucking mighty. Oh my God. Okay, let's go through two things. Oh, fucking stupidest motherfuckers. I swear to God, it's terrifying that you guys get to vote. Did Donald Trump get convicted of felonies? Yes, Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in the first degree, May 30th, 2024 in New York. You see that? You dummy. Then, what was the other thing? Did police officers die because of January 6th? Yes. Multiple officers, motherfucker. Multiple officers died following the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, okay? With their deaths linked to the events of that day. While many discussions focus on the immediate violence, law enforcement officials and medical examiners have linked the physical, mental, and emotional trauma of the attack to the 5 deaths or the deaths of 5 officers. Brian Sicknick, you might have heard his name before. That's the one Trump refuses to put a picture of up of in the White House because, he busted one of Trump's guys. So fuck the blue then. It's back to blue and they're busting black people and shit. And then when they're busting their own, fuck the police, right? Brian Sicknick died January 7th, 2021 after being attacked with a chemical spray. The medical examiner noted that the events of the attack played a role in his condition and he is recognized by USCP as dying in the line of duty. Howard Liebengood died by suicide on January 9th, 2021, ruled a line of duty death due to trauma and stress. Jeffrey Smith, D.C. Metropolitan Police, died by suicide on January 15th, 2021. After being injured during the riot, his death was officially ruled a line of duty death. Gunther Hashida died by suicide in July 2021 following his service during the attack. Kyle DeFreytag died by suicide in July 2021 after responding to the Capitol attack. Approximately 140 officers from the U.S. Capitol Police and D.C. Metropolitan Police were injured during the attack with injuries including broken bones, lacerations, concussions, and traumatic brain injuries. You see, you notice when I say something and then you guys say, that's not true. And then I look it up. It's like word for word what I said. You notice that? That's because I don't just say shit. You guys just say shit. So how'd that turn out for you? He didn't get convicted of felonies and no police officers died. Shut up. The fucking guy is a convicted felon as we speak. Donald Trump is a convicted felon. Yeah. It's the most hypocritical thing in the world, too, because in this country, if you're convicted of a felony, you cannot have a firearm, but yet Donald Trump is surrounded by them. Yeah. Did you watch the footage of Ashley Babbitt? She broke a window and climbed through. A Secret Service agent gave her many warnings. Yeah, and she got shot, rightfully so. Yep. No, they did not. They did not. The first guy I mentioned died from a stroke after he was tased in the neck and all that stuff. After getting married, too. Yeah. No, so, in other words, the medical examiner and the police, their own rulings, that doesn't matter to you. You'll just make a joke and say, oh, it must be because they got married, too, like a smartass. No. Believe me. If cops are traumatized in an attack like that, and then within days to months they all kill themselves, there's a link between that, and if that was Biden, you would be acting like Biden himself walked up to the Capitol and shot 5 police officers in the face. You would. So that's the thing. See that? You don't even care about the police. You don't care about the police. You don't care about the Second Amendment. You don't care about pedophilia. You are truly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the most disgusting, disgraceful people ever to walk the earth. You truly are. No, I didn't. I said they died from January 6th. I said there was a riot on January 6th and officers died from it. And they did. It's exactly what I said. They did. According to the medical examiners and the police, they died because of what happened on January 6th. It's not my opinion. It's the police and the medical examiners. See? Ashley taking a dirt nap with little pedo Charlie. Yeah, isn't it great? Like ICE is attacked every day. They're not. They're not. Do you know that when you look up ICE officers that have died in the line of duty, I think everyone that's died has died of like cancer or suicide or something like that. Who's gotten killed from ICE and who's attacking them? Alex Preddy was literally just standing up for a woman. He never did anything to a cop. They just started beating the shit out of him. And that was it. Guys, let me explain. Okay, there's certain times during the show where I take calls, and I'll let you know when that is. The balls on you guys to think you could just call my fucking phone whenever you want. And then people ask, why don't you give us your actual number? Yeah, so you could be calling me like in the middle of the night and shit. You guys are truly the rudest, most fucking ignorant assholes in the world. This is why majority doesn't take you people seriously, that the tall tales are wild. What did I say that was false? What do you mean? Do you realize what I read you? Let me read it to you again. So I said cops were assaulted on that day, and several of them died from it. That's what I said. That's my exact words. Let me read it again. Brian Sicknick, U.S. Capitol Police, died January 7th after being attacked with a chemical spray. The medical examiner noted that the events of the attack played a role in his condition, which was a stroke, and he is recognized by USCP as dying in the line of duty. That's literally a guy that died because of what happened on January 6th. And you're like, nope, tall tales. What are you guys talking? Nobody takes us seriously. Guys, you are the laughing stock of the entire world. People from all over the world laugh at you. They laugh at Trump too, but especially at you guys. I mean, this is what you're known for. Hey guys, the guy calling me who won't stop breaking my balls, his number is 1-440-640-9198. If you feel like calling him, go right ahead. And I'll tell you what I'll do. If he calls me again, I'm going to give you his name and address too, because I could find that out in 5 minutes. So probably not a good idea, guys. You didn't hear the one I just read. Okay, let me read it again. Guys, because this guy didn't hear it. How many police officers died on January 6th? Or, I'm sorry, how many police officers died from January 6th? I lost it. Officer Brian Sicknick, U.S. Capitol Police, died on January 7th. That would be the next day, 2021, after suffering 2 strokes the day after the attack. The D.C. Medical examiner ruled he died of natural causes, but noted that the events of January 6th played a role in his condition. In other words, he had a stroke the day after the riots when he was assaulted. Understand? Officer Jeffrey Smith died by suicide in the days following the attack. Officer Gunther Hashida died by suicide in July 2021. Officer Kyle DeFreytag died by suicide in July 2021. That's just 3 of the 5. Or was that all of them? No, that's all of them. Oh, I forgot Howard Liebengood, Capital, died by suicide 3 days after the attack. So they're not, natural causes caused by, all natural causes means is that he had a stroke. But he had a stroke based on, Guys, let me explain. Heart attack, stroke, these things are natural causes. Okay. But let's just say I go up to an old man and I steal his wallet and he has a heart attack and dies. I get felony murder for that. I go to prison because he had a heart attack while I was committing a crime. Okay. Because they could say that me doing that to him caused the heart attack. Now, the medical examiner said that his injuries from that day contributed to him having a stroke and dying. You guys are so funny, man, because you will sit here and tell me all day that Alex Preddy deserved to be shot and killed, even though he didn't even touch a police officer. But you hear about police officers dying because of what people on January 6th did to them, and it's no big deal. My God. I know. Give me a second. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. I haven't gotten any super chats on this show. What's going on? I'm going to have to shut it down early. Hold on. So funny. Everything's got to be spelled out for you guys. You're so fucking stupid. Oh my God. Wait a minute. I can't even see. What does that say? I don't even know who you're talking. Who's Haas? Who's that? All right. The balls, dude. You have any? Oh, yeah. More than you, Walter. I'm not a follower. I don't follow another man and call him daddy and stuff. In my opinion, you know what you are, right? I'm not going to use the word, but it starts with an F. I don't act like a bitch. You look at you guys. I got you triggered like fucking babies. I don't care about you. I don't want nothing from you, T. Fogarty. You guys are the scum of the earth. I don't want your money. I don't want pedophile money. See, that's what I mean. You guys have been brainwashed. Anybody who talks bad about Trump is either getting paid to do it, or they're mentally ill. They have Trump derangement syndrome, or it's fake news. You know, when of course it isn't. Hold on. Let me see. No, you make shit up. Okay, what did I make up, Skull Crusher? Tell me. What did I make up? Yeah, the files were released, Robert B. Good to see you. Okay, I asked you guys, what did I make up? Now tell me what I made up. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Did the ICE agents commit suicide because of the protesters? No ICE agents committed suicide. The ones that did, that I mentioned earlier, was a long, long time ago. No. But if ICE agents, I will be the first to tell you, if today there's a crazy riot and ICE officers are tased and pepper sprayed and assaulted by liberals, and then tomorrow they die because of, a stroke that was caused by the injuries or something, yeah, everybody who attacked them should be charged with felony murder. Okay. And if they kill themselves 2 days or 6 months from now, then yeah, you could blame it on the liberals attacking them, of course, without question. Okay, we have no proof Clinton was on the island. We only have proof that Elon tried to get to the island. You're indeed choosing to be ignorant for views the entire left, judges, and all are the ones letting pedos and criminals loose. Okay, like who? Tell me the numbers. Because you guys just say that illegals are pedos, but none of you ever seem to have any numbers. Isn't that some shit? All right. Trump has a meltdown when a reporter asks him a question. Shut up. Yeah, I know. Bitches. What does that mean? It just simply says no injuries. What does that mean? Lord S. $2. Trump spammers have Trump devotion syndrome. I know. They're pathetic people. And they're in their minds, there's nothing wrong with them. They're not cult members at all. Didn't say illegals were pedos. Okay, then what pedos are they releasing? Give me names. Tell me how many they released. When did they release them? Don't just come in and say something like that. If I say anything, you want proof, you want sources, you want me to read it to you, you want me to spell it out for you. But you guys will just come in with these random stupid ass fucking claims with nothing to back it up. I believe it because I know it to be true. Why is it someday by the sea that I fucking hate you? Why is it that something about your face pisses me off? Oh, I know why. Because you're a stupid bitch who supports for the or votes for the party that hates women. You fucking dummy. She thinks she knows shit. The party that hates her. The party that if she was brutally raped, they would say, oh, it's her own fault. You know? Yeah. Dumb motherfuckers. Yeah, no shit. Who's defending the BLM riots? Who? Biden whooped Trump 2020. He did. He beat him by 7 million votes. And we can have this argument too. But again, that's just you guys saying something because none of you can prove that there was anything illegal that went on in that election. Look it up and you'll find out. And you'll see that Trump did the same thing, but on a much larger scale. Repeat after me. Trump is a pedophile and Republicans don't care. The United States is a banana republic and Republicans don't care. Costs are going up, 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 and Republicans don't care. They don't. As long as he's getting rid of those trans people and those Mexicans. Good point. Biden, he stole the election. See, it's just you saying stuff again. Now tell me, look at this idiot. This is how much you care about her. You hate Riley Lakin. Her name is Lakin Riley, but you didn't know that. What a surprise. No, I don't use dead people to prove a fucking point. You know, you hate immigrants and you use Lakin Riley. You don't actually give a shit about Lakin Riley. You just say her name because that's the one victim you can point to, you know? Meanwhile, you know, if Lakin Riley was killed by a mass shooter, some white domestic terrorist that walked in a church and started blowing people away like Dylan Roof, something like that, you not only would you not know her name, even if you did, you wouldn't give two shits. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, you'd say if illegals weren't in the country, she wouldn't have died. We don't know that, most likely not. But I could say if ICE agents weren't on the street harassing and stalking people, Alex Preddy wouldn't have died and Renee Good wouldn't have died. See how that works? Plus, illegals commit crimes at a much lower rate than American citizens. If Trump lost that one's amazing. If Trump lost the 2020 election, how did he win the 2024 election? Wow. Now, this is what I mean, guys. I'm taking a screenshot. I'm going to post that in my community. That is actually the stupidest comment I've ever gotten in my fucking life. That is unbelievable. If Trump lost the 2020 election, how did he win? Let me ask you something, Hard Rocker. If has there been presidents who have lost their election when they ran for the second term? Just out of curiosity. Has that ever happened? Or if a president wins election, he always wins if he runs again? First of all, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna break this down for you. So yeah, well, there's a reason for that, Hard Rocker. That doesn't mean that everybody that comes out to vote for Biden in 2020 comes out to vote for Kamala in 2024. They're different people. And the one thing you guys refuse to acknowledge is that the Biden administration was blamed for everything wrong in the economy, which was horseshit. They even said it was a bad economy when the Wall Street Journal themselves said whoever wins this election inherits an amazing economy. Okay. And stupid people in this country were convinced of it. That's why Kamala lost. And she only lost by 2 million votes. Now, Biden beat Trump by 8 million votes for a good reason. I'll tell you why. 7 million votes. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys remember, there was this thing called COVID. It all started under Trump, okay? And Trump grossly mishandled it. When every other nation's leader was taking it seriously and making sure people wore masks and social distancing, and they were explaining to people how dangerous it is, Donald Trump was telling you morons. It's like the flu. It'll just go away. It's almost summertime. It'll go away with the heat. Oh, maybe we use disinfectant to cure it. This type of stuff. Okay. So he ruined everything. And in April of 2020, under President Trump, we had a 14% unemployment rate. 14.4, actually. I don't know if you remember that summer. I do well. You couldn't even get groceries. When you go into the grocery stores, the shelves were bare. You couldn't get toilet paper, paper towels, bottled water. You had to wait online and hope you could get a fucking roll of toilet paper for your family. Okay. So when Trump left office, after all that, and a million people died, okay, he had an unemployment rate of 6.6%. He grossly mishandled COVID. People died. He destroyed the economy. He's the only president in history, other than Herbert Hoover, to lose jobs. He came into office with a certain amount. When he left, he had 2.5 million less jobs than he entered office with. He has been rated by pretty much every presidential scholar and historian as the worst president in American history. Okay, so the country was done with it. They had enough, and they voted for the other guy. And they came out in huge numbers, and they did a lot of mail-in ballots and stuff, so it made it easier for people that don't usually get out to the polls. They could vote, stuff like that. So he won by 8 million votes, because anybody who would have ran against Trump in 2020 would have beat him. Anybody. Doesn't matter who it was. So we had a pandemic that people came out in droves, and again, they voted from home and did stuff like that, and they spoke their mind, and they elected Biden. Now in 2024, it wasn't Biden, it was Kamala, and it was a different situation. The fact that you can say, how did he win in 2020 or lose in 2020 and win in 2024, some shit like that. Or how did he lose in 2020 if he won in 2024? I mean, it makes me think. You do know that Trump got millions of votes less than he did the first time too, right? You know he didn't get the same amount of votes, don't you? My God. What's a huge lie? Another guy who just says it's a huge lie doesn't tell me what. What's a huge lie? I'll wait. Sabrina Merrick, 99-cent super sticker. Thank you very, very much. I know they're not. They're not. "2024 was too big to rig." That's a thing Trump says. Now, let me explain. 2024 was less people voted in 2024 than 2020. So how is it too big to rig? A lot less people voted in 2024 than in 2020. You're a perfect example of a guy who hears Trump say something, and without doing any research or even looking into what he's talking about, you simply repeat it. 2024 was smaller than 2020. How is it too big to rig? By the way, Donald Trump told you all it was rigged. Remember? Before he won, he told you about all this fucking voter fraud that's going on and, oh, it's going to be rigged. Watch, it's going to be rigged. Then he won and he was like, there's no voter fraud. It wasn't rigged. You don't understand. Trump knew he lost in 2020. Jack Smith's report details it. He knew it. He knew he lost. He just wanted to convince you guys he didn't, and he did. He knows to this day that he lost the 2020 election. Everybody does. Yeah, sure. Don't get me wrong. Will they fabricate something? Sure, someday by the sea. Yeah, doesn't mean it's real. Elon said if it wasn't for Trump, if it wasn't for him, Trump would have lost. Yes, they are. 2024, Trump got the same numbers. 2016, the numbers were the same. No, he didn't. Go get me the numbers. Even though the media told us it was a record turnout. No, they didn't. Fox News might have told you that. It was not. It was not a bigger turnout than 2020. Jesus Christ, this stupid bitch. Why don't you look it up? Jesus fuck, man. It's amazing. You just have a case of deranged syndrome. You don't even know what the syndrome is. Hard Rocker, you might very well be the dumbest person to ever pop into my chat. No, they weren't. They simply were not someday by the sea because they would have been lying. And it's funny because you say CNN lies all the time, but when you hear something you like, they're telling the truth, right? So now you're actually citing CNN as the truth. Got it. Oh, shit. Arrest the Clintons. For what exactly? If is true, why didn't Biden use against Trump? They had the Epstein files during all him presidency. Use your brain. You should learn how to read and write. There's reasons why they weren't released during Biden's administration. Good reasons. And Trump had them before Biden. So what are you really saying? Trump said it's all Democrats in there. So why didn't he use them to win the 2020 election? Why not? He had the Epstein files that Joe Biden had later on. So what the fuck are you talking about? And again, guys, I need to explain something to you. It's unbelievable. I got to do this again. Should I even bother? I don't know. The Department of Justice throughout history has been a separate entity than the White House. Do you understand? Joe Biden didn't go over to the Department of Justice and start flipping through the Epstein files. We have no reason to believe that any Democrat in America knew any of this shit. The files were with the Department of fucking Justice, and they stayed sealed because of Ghislaine Maxwell's case. Holy fuck. And of course, when I ask you why didn't Trump release them, you just ignore that because you weren't expecting that somehow. Yeah, that's not true. Was that $100 billion right there? Okay. You know that illegals pay $95 billion a year into taxes, right? Sabrina Merrick, $2. You're killing it with these streams. Thanks. Thank you, Sabrina. I'm doing my best. Yeah, right. We're only 1,000 light years smarter than you. Do I have to go over the speech again, Roman? You know it. Republicans, MAGA, they're from the dumbest, the least educated, poorest states in the country, and liberals are from the wealthiest, most educated states in the country. You forget it's literally a fact that you're dumber than us. There's 3 branches of government. They don't know that. There was just a painting of him. There's no proof that he was wearing that. See how you guys jump to conclusions, but then when you're actually confronted with evidence of stuff, you're like, nope, I don't believe it. Yeah, we're nuts. Yeah, we're the cult. I'm not on welfare. I make way too much money for that. Yeah, well, let me tell you something, and I'll be the first to say I'm not a super educated guy. It doesn't always equal intelligence, but it usually does. If you're a fucking moron with no common sense, nothing's going to help you. But You see, the way people gain intelligence usually is by learning. So the more you learn, the more you learn. You understand? If you go to college, you're going to know stuff that the average person isn't going to know. Like, for example, if you want to vote and have an informed vote, it might help you to understand things like, I don't know, economics, which is a lot of people in college take economics courses, stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, it's an absolute fact that it's a higher rate of college or high school dropouts that that vote in general for Republicans, and a higher rate of people with advanced college degrees that vote for Democrats. All right, I think I'm done for the night. I'm exhausted. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll catch you next time. Hit the like and subscribe if you can, please. I don't care if you're MAGA, fuck off. But the rest of you, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.